Hi guys, this is Dante with Drive and Thrive. Today I will be sharing the ultimate comparison between Doordash and Ubereats. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and watch to the very end for 2 cool tips on how you can make more money with Ubereats and Doordash. So the very first video I did on this channel was a review on Ubereats, Doordash, and Postmates. But since that video, each platform have added some features, removed some features. Some have been positive, some negative. So I thought I would do a more thorough review of each platform, comparing one against the other, to give you guys the best choice when choosing platform. So let's start with Ubereats. Well, there's no schedule. You can drive anytime, 24 hours a day, and there's no commitment. How do you sign up for Ubereats? Well, you can use my promo code below, and when you sign up, you can get a bonus. And I definitely recommend that if you are new to food delivery, or if you're only doing one delivery platform, that you add the other platforms at a minimum to get your sign up bonus, which is a big plus, right? So I've basically added myself to all the platforms to get that initial bonus when I do a few deliveries. Earn a lot of extra money that way. So use a promo code, and mine is right at the bottom down there. You have to have a good driving record, and you have to have your own vehicle. Now, unlike Uber Eats doesn't require your vehicle to be 10 years old or less. It can be any vehicle, and it doesn't require the vehicle to be a four-door like Uber. You can use a 2-door vehicle, which is a big help. You have to have insurance, and you have to pass a background check. The background check is really fast, though, so you'll know usually within a day or so. And if you have any questions about the sign-up process, leave a message below, and I'll get back to you almost immediately. I respond to every message people leave on my YouTube channel. So definitely message me and I'll get right back to you. So after you have passed your Uber Eats screening, you need an insulated bag to get started. Although when I first started, I didn't have an insulated bag. And Uber Eats did not provide an insulated bag. And I went to a green light hub and I didn't get a bag. They said they were all out. So I went online. I bought a bag for like $4.95 or so. And then I was on the road. But I was actually on the road delivering before I had an insulated bag, because I didn't watch any YouTube videos. I didn't have any advice. I just hit the road and I was off to the races, right? I was delivering people's food, and a friend of mine said, "Hey, where's your insulated bag?" And I said, what? Insulated what? So, all right, so don't do that. Go get an insulated bag first. And then you're ready to drive. Okay. So now, unlike Doordash, you can drive in almost any city in your geographical area. So I live here in Seattle. When I log on to Uber Eats, I can drive in Everett, Redmond, Tacoma, right? There's a huge, broad swath. Any place that has a restaurant, Uber Eats will allow me to deliver to them. And there's no schedule, so I don't have to sign up. I just swipe that I'm online, and I get rolling. So in that sense, Uber Eats is super easy to use, super friendly, although it may require you to drive a bit outside of your own geographical area, unlike Doordash, which I'll get to later. Now, Uber Eats comes with a few handy reward cards, like a fuel card, a debit card, which allows you to cash out the same day, and you can go use the debit card on anything, on any purchase. It's a MasterCard or a Visa card. And there's other perks, like you can get discounts for car maintenance, and a ton of other discounts with their perk system. So now I don't use that mostly because I'm a very frugal shopper. But if you do buy like things like movie tickets or go to restaurants a lot, you can get discounts by being an Uber Eats driver. Now, another benefit and something I enjoy from Uber Eats is that it's a curbside service in most cities. At least it is here in Seattle. Definitely in a lot of cities. So when you pick up an order from a restaurant, you drive to the customer's house and you wait by the side of the road or in front of their house, and they have to come to you as opposed to you getting out and walking to their door. Now, it may seem like a simple thing, right? But if you do 20 deliveries a day, 5 days a week, you will get so tired of having to walk to someone's door and walk back and walk to somebody's door and walk back. So having Uber Eats be a curbside service is really good, especially for those that have certain disabilities, for people who are getting a little older, for people with asthma like me. It definitely helps just to sit in your car, let the customer come to you. And here's an added bonus. They have 5 minutes to pick up their food. And if they don't pick up their food, you get to eat their food or throw it away. But yeah, so I've gotten so many free dinners because people didn't come. I called them, messaged them. They didn't come out. And I've had like delicious gourmet meals. It's been crazy. So, all right, let's get on to something that I know that you care about a lot, which is the pay. How much does Uber Eats pay? Well, on my spreadsheet, I found that I've averaged about $7 a delivery and about 3 deliveries an hour, which is around $21 an hour. Now, you don't really make $21 an hour just because you earn $21 an hour, because you have to factor in gas, you have to factor in car depreciation, you have to factor in taxes, because you have to pay taxes on all this money, and you have to do it independently. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video. I have discussed taxes in one video, so make sure to check that out. But you can actually make more than $21 an hour via bonuses, promotions, and referrals. And Uber Eats has a special promotion called Quest, which gives you a set amount of deliveries to perform in a set amount of time. You can add an extra bonus. So when you add up boosts, promotions, Quest, and referrals, you could make... So I haven't actually had a spreadsheet to make it out fully, adding all of those. But I estimate that you can make about $30 an hour with Uber Eats. But then you have to subtract car depreciation, gas, etc. So that's something to consider. But the pay with Uber Eats is really good when all factors are included in. So now let's move on to Doordash. All right, so let's talk about Doordash. So just like with Uber Eats, you get a sign-up bonus for starting off. It's a little bit less than Uber Eats is typically. You get a $50 sign-up bonus with Doordash. But it's still worth it. $50 is $50. Although with Doordash, you have to drive. It used to be 60 deliveries. It may even be 100 deliveries now within a certain time frame of a few months. So the bonus is less with Doordash compared to Uber Eats, but it's still worth it. Now, unlike with Uber Eats, which you can sign up completely online, you never have to meet anyone if you don't want to. With Doordash, you have to actually go to a Doordash onboarding location. And so you go there, they give you a little interview. It's not really an interview, but it's more like a tutorial on how Doordash works. They give you a Doordash t-shirt, they give you a Doordash insulated bag, and they send you on your way, and you're ready to do deliveries. Now, just like with Uber Eats, you have to have a good driving record. You have to have insurance. You have to have your own car. And just like Uber Eats, it doesn't matter what type of vehicle it is. As long as you have your own car and it's insured, you're good to go. Now, here's where some differences start to kick in. Unlike Uber Eats, DoorDash requires you to schedule your shifts in advance. And it limits you to a specific geographical location. For example, I live in South Seattle. If I schedule a dash for South Seattle, I am limited to this particular geographical location. Okay, and that can affect how much money you make, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, in order to ensure that you're going to be able to drive, you need to schedule yourself in advance. Although it is true that on the same day, you can always find some place, like in this metropolitan area that I live in, like Seattle, you can find some place to go, but it may have to be Bellevue or Renton, depending on if you sign in advance. So you really need to know your schedule, sign in advance, and kind of plan your schedule that way, which isn't required from Uber Eats because you can just log on and you're good to go, right? So now if you schedule yourself and you miss a few shifts, well, you won't be able to have advanced scheduling more than 7 days out. The requirement is 80% on-time scheduling, or you're not going to be able to schedule in advance past 7 days. Not that big of a deal, but it's helpful to be able to plan your shift more than 7 days out, because then you can be assured that you can get a shift, right? Now, DoorDash has added a new rating system called On Time or Early, which Uber Eats does not keep track of. Uber Eats got rid of their acceptance rating, which was a huge plus. And one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, because when weighing the two options, it's that specific kind of thing that makes you might want to decide one platform over the other. And Uber Eats has changed their rating system, and I'll talk about about that in a second. DoorDash ratings are more difficult than Uber Eats. Uber Eats only has one rating that you can see now, called customer rating or delivery rating. DoorDash keeps track of acceptance rate, completion rate, customer ratings, and on-time ratings now. Which means that there's just more ways to get fired, frankly. You know, they keep track of all this stuff. And people do get removed from the DoorDash platform, which sucks. Now, it is notoriously hard to have a high DoorDash customer satisfaction rating. Currently, my rating is 4.76, which is high. But when I first started off, I was at 4.4, even though I was doing everything perfectly. The only thing I wasn't doing was texting the customers. And it took me, I wrote it down here, 326 deliveries to increase my score from 4.4 to 4.76, attempting to be perfect the whole time. So yeah, it's hard to keep your ratings high. And if they drop below that 4.4 level, you're on the verge of being fired. So do with that what you will. Now, DoorDash has a catering component called DoorDash Drives, which allows $20 per delivery. It requires a little bit of work, though. You got to do some setup. You know, you got to carry heavy bags and stuff. And as I'm going to talk about in a few seconds, because the average amount that you receive when you deliver from DoorDash is about $20 an hour. Usually it takes about an hour to do the catering job anyway, so it's a wash. So the catering is a cool feature that they have, but you don't really make more money with it. The average pay with DoorDash is $10 per delivery, and the pickup and drop-off locations are typically a lot faster, a lot shorter distance than Uber Eats, because you're assigned to a specific geographical area. Whereas Uber Eats, you know, they may give you an offer for a pickup 20 minutes away. But because they don't have acceptance ratings, you can just cancel all the orders that you don't want to do. But with DoorDash, you kind of want to accept more than you don't accept because you need your acceptance rate to be high. So they kind of balance each other out there. One big plus for DoorDash over Uber Eats is DoorDash allows you to see the name of the restaurant and how much you're going to be paid before you accept a delivery. With Uber Eats, you only know how far away the delivery is. You don't know the name of the restaurant, and you don't know how much you're going to get paid in front of time. So you could drive 20 minutes, pick up an order. The drop-off location could be really short, and you could get paid $4 for that from Uber Eats, which would never happen with DoorDash, because you would never even be offered anything below $7 with. I've never have below $7 with DoorDash, so that's never happened. Now, this is really the nitty gritty behind it. DoorDash is a door delivery service. So when you pick up an order, you drive to the customer's house, you have to get out of your door, go to their door and knock and ring the doorbell. Or if it's an apartment complex, you have to go to where they're living. And that can be a huge hassle. It can be dangerous sometimes. Sometimes people have dogs, right? I mean, so those are things to consider. It's generally a lot more work, and it slows the DoorDash delivery timing. So even though you average about $10 per order with DoorDash, you're pretty much limited to doing about 2 deliveries per hour. Now, sometimes you get 3 in there. Sometimes you only get 1 per hour. Because also a difference between DoorDash and Uber Eats. Uber Eats always sends the order out for you. All the restaurants that work with Uber Eats, they'll automatically be alerted. They'll place the order ahead of time. You never have to place the order. So when you get there, you can just pick up the order, grab it, dash off, right? And dash off. But you can go do the delivery with Uber Eats. With DoorDash, some of the restaurants don't have any affiliation with DoorDash at all. So when you go to the restaurant, sometimes you have to place the order, which means you have to wait around for the order to be made. La, 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 la. You can't simply leave. You can't simply cancel the order without being knocked. So you have to wait around. Then, because of the timing aspects of it, it can cost you in your customer rating because customers will feel like they're getting their food slower. So it's something to consider. With DoorDash, sometimes you have to place the order. It's much harder to cancel. Like with Uber Eats, if you get there and the order isn't ready, you can hit order not ready and cancel it and move on to the next order. So you don't have to waste 20 minutes of your time waiting on an order, or 30 minutes, or an hour like I've done with DoorDash, waiting for an order. And you don't have to worry about the customer then being upset with you because you can just move on. If you have a difficult pickup location, you can move on. You know, you can't cancel a lot with Uber Eats, but you can cancel a lot more than you can with DoorDash. So now, there are fewer boosts and promotions with DoorDash, but you're averaging about the same amount as you will with Uber Eats, which is about $20 an hour. So I got Uber Eats at $21 an hour. I got DoorDash at $20 an hour. You know, depending on where you live and how what locations you deliver to, those can be different. So I call it a toss-up as far as the pay is concerned. Now, which would I choose to deliver for? Well, I deliver for both. And I deliver for both about equally. I like that DoorDash has a more relaxed feel on the location. So if I want to just drive around my specific area, sign up and drive around my area, there isn't any traffic, One other thing I forgot to mention is DoorDash gives you a red card to pay for the food, and Uber Eats you never have to pay for. But anyway, that's an aside. But so sometimes I like that, but other times DoorDash frustrates me to no end because they don't have relationships with these restaurants. Some of the restaurants are super difficult to deliver for. Some of the restaurants you have to place an order, etc. So, and you have to deliver to the door. And so unlike DoorDash, unlike Uber Eats, which gives you the customer 5 minutes to show up, if you go to a door and you knock and the customer isn't there, it can be anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. And I have no idea how DoorDash judges it. But if you say you can't find the customer, sometimes you have to wait 20 minutes before you can cancel. So even if the customer does come 16 minutes later, you've wasted 16 minutes. And I know that sounds trivial, but it really adds up in the overall stress of the job, the frustration you'll get, and your pay. So a lot of times, if I'm frustrated with DoorDash, I'll hop off and I'll do Uber Eats to actually relax. Now, when you consider that you can make just as much with Uber Eats as you can with DoorDash, and that Uber Eats is so much less stressful than DoorDash. Before, it was a toss-up for me. And I still do each about 50-50, I think out of habit. But now, Uber Eats, just a couple weeks ago, they got rid of their acceptance ratings, which reduces so much stress on drivers, that now I have to say I'm going to give a slight edge to Uber Eats. I'm going to give a slight edge to Uber Eats. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this video, because in my original video, I had all three, about equal, try all three out, because I was including Postmates in that. But I have to say that the improvements that Uber Eats has been making, I think Uber Eats is a slight leader in this. That doesn't mean DoorDash can't catch up, and I'm sure they will, of course, because these platforms are in fierce competition with one another. But if you're looking to do deliveries, either way, I say do both. Give DoorDash a try for a while. Give Uber Eats a try for a while. Decide for yourself. And by the way, if you do Uber Eats or DoorDash, and you want to comment that no, DoorDash is way better, you don't know what you're talking about, leave me a comment below. If you agree with me, leave me a comment below. And if there's anything I missed about the comparisons between the two, or anything I should have added to this video, leave a comment below. I promise you, I'll respond back. If you have any questions or concern, leave a comment below. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate all of my viewers. And thank you for watching this video. And yeah, hit subscribe. So, have a good day. Oh, and remember to drive and thrive. Bitch, I wanna party like Chris Farley.